Okay. This is the homework. Today is May the 7th. Remember, we only have 4 days for the start test. So on the first one, we are dividing rational numbers using decimals. So the way you read it is the way you are dividing. So this is 475 and 2/10 divided by 500. So on your graph paper, if you have one graph paper, if not, let's get it. It's 475 and 2/10 divided by 500. This is tenths, this is hundreds. Now, the first step is look at the divisor, it's the number that is outside. You just need to move the decimal all the way to the line. So you move it 1 and twice, slide all the way to the line. You notice that we move it twice outside, so it's the same amount you're going to move it inside. If you move it just once, you move it once inside. If you don't have any number, for example, let's say that the decimal is at the end, then you add zeros and then you still move the decimal the same amount of times. So you move it twice outside, so you move it twice inside. We don't have another number, add a 0. Now your decimal is going to be over there. So this became really easy because it's like you're dividing 47,520 divided by 5. Okay? And remember, you're always, I'm always telling you, if you don't remember or if you are still struggling with division, do your T-chart. Number on top, number on the bottom. And we're going to write the multiplication for number 5. 5 times 1, 5 times 2, 5 times 3, Kimberly, 5 times 4, Coral, 5 times 4, 5 times 5, Shayla, 5 times 6, Abby, 5 times 7, Humberto, 5 times 8, Joshua, 5 times 9, Jairo, 45. Okay. And now we're going to start. How many groups of 5? Remember, division is how many groups of the number outside can you make out of the number inside, okay? So, Oscar, how many groups of 5 can we do out of 47? Look at your chart, 9. And then the number that we're going to subtract is 45. Mark the minus sign. Sometimes, because you want to do this really fast, then you get confused and then you ended up adding here or writing a number over here that is more than the one that you're looking for. So it's 9 times 5 is 45. 7 minus 5 is 2. Bring down the next one. See? Now 5, 20. 5. 5 is better. 25, subtract 0, 0, but we are not done yet. Bring down the number 2. And now the 5, how many groups of 5 can we do out of 2? 0 times 0, subtract, you keep the same number because 2 minus 0 is the same number again, 2. 4. And now it's 4. Okay, and we got our answer because 5 times 4 is 20, 0. Okay, now this is the most important part. I assign you this homework because I want you to practice with the griddables. So notice that you have a decimal and then you have the positive sign, the negative sign. So get used to bubbling the sign. 9,504. It's a whole number and it's positive. We bubble in the 9, the 5, the 0, and the 4. Here it's 0, 0, so you can put the zeros. If you leave it empty, it's going to still going to be correct. Just remember, when you have decimals, the decimals goes over here. Questions? Okay, on the next one we have a multiplication. The dot means multiply. So best thing to do this is turn the fraction into decimal. Oscar, what is 1/2 as a decimal? 0.5. You don't need to add zeros. Just put the number that has more digits on top, and then the 0.5 all the way to the right. Now, if you don't remember what is this as a decimal, you just do top in, bottom out. Por ahí lo dijo Kimberly. Kimberly said it. 1 divided by 2, 0. Add a decimal, add a 0, and it's 5. But you don't need to write the 0, okay? You don't need to write the 0. Now we start. 5 times 5 is 25. 11, 12, carry 1, 6, and 7. Decimal places, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Es 6 aquí. Mande. Go. 25, 5 times 2 is 10. 12, carry 1 is 6. Sorry, I added 1 by mistake. Now, look at your, on your griddables, you cannot put 3 digits. So, normally on your question, they're going to say round it up to the nearest hundreds. So, this is tenths, hundreds. So, here, mark a line and look at the number. Remember the song that you used to sing on elementary? It's 4 or less, letter rest, 5 or more, add 1 more. So, add 1 more, it's 63 hundredths. I see. 63 hundredths, and it's positive. Positive is 63 hundredths. Questions? You're going to see this a lot, okay? You're going to see that they're going to ask you to multiply or divide decimals with fractions. So look at your answer choices. When you have answer choices, look at your answer choices. If they're giving you fractions, then continue working as a fraction. If they're giving you decimals, continue working with decimals. And then on number 3 and 4, I include some keywords, okay? The keyword here is of. Shayla, what does of means? What operation means of?
Multiply.
Multiply, thank you, multiply. Okay, so bottom line, you just need to multiply 15 times 3/4. If you remember what is 3/4 as a decimal, just go ahead and write it. 75. Remember money, 3/4 means 75 cents. 75 cents. Sorry. 5 times 5 is 25. 7 times 5 is 35. 37. And remember to move 1 decimal place because we are continuing with number 1. So 0 here. 5 times 1 is 5. 7 times 1 is 7. 5, 12, 10, 11. How many decimal places? 1, 2, 1, 2. It's positive. And 5. Okay, and then you can do number 4 because it's equivalent, similar to number 3. And then number 5, we are multiplying fractions. We are multiplying fractions. A lot of students are still struggling with multiplying fractions because they tend to forget. 1, you can turn them into a decimal and multiply. 2, if you decide to multiply as a fraction, we just multiply across with the 1 on the front. So numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. So that will be 3 times 2 is 6. And then 4 times 3 is 12. And then turn them into a decimal to put it on the griddable. So we can simplify here and then divide, or you can divide as it is. I'm going to divide as it is. 6 divided by 12 Again, it's 0, add a decimal, bring the decimal up, and it's 5. If you are still struggling, I expect you to do your little T-chart. Times 1 is 12, times 2 is 24, 3 is 36, 4 48, and 5 is 60. Okay? So on your griddable, you're going to put 0.5 or 0.5. And it's positive. Okay? So I'm going to leave you working on number 4 and number 6 by yourself. Number 6 is similar to number 1. You are dividing decimals. And I want you to look at number 13. Remember, on the coordinate plane, first we write the x coordinate. So on the x, to locate P, is -6. That's the x coordinate. And then on the y is +2. So here it's asking you what is the value of the x coordinate of point P. So the x is the first one, so it's -6. Expect problems like this on the STAR test. And it's a whole number 6. And then on number 14, the y coordinate of the same point P is +2. So you just put +2. Okay, and number 7 and number 8, these two are just multiplication, okay? So you can just put a 1 under, multiply across, or turn the fraction into decimal, and then you multiply and you put it on your griddable. Before I finish this video, I want you to take a look of your homework yesterday. On the homework yesterday, some students are getting confused on subtracting a negative number. When you subtract a negative, you're taking away a depth. When you take away a depth, it's like you're adding, see? And if you notice on the number line, if you're going to the left, to the negative side, but then you subtract, it's like you're going to the opposite side, see? You switch the orientation, so you go to the other side. So you add. Normally we say keep, change, change. That's why I write over here, rewrite it as an addition problem. So it's 10 plus +22. Plus 12. So it's +22. +22. That's for yesterday's. And on this one, again, Joshua. Keep, change, change, or just remember, you're taking away the depth, so you're adding, change it into an addition problem. So 15 plus 22, era 37, y era 37 positive. So if you haven't returned yesterday's homework, please fix it, okay, fix it. And that's it about the homework, okay? So hopefully you can finish your homework by yourself, and remember, you can pause the video, go back, or stop before I tell you the answer, stop, try to do it by yourself, and then continue playing the video so you can practice, okay? Thank you for watching the video. I'm going to upload also the posters that I have on my classroom, the anchor charts, so you can study during the afternoon or during the weekend. Thank you.
Subscribe to Gamer